My first name is Jack, Jack, and my last name is Lynch, Lynch.
Do you have a
This story is called The Cat and the Devil. I think that's what it's called. There was a great Irish writer called James Joyce, and he had a son called Stephen, and he wrote a letter to Stephen, his son, on Stephen's birthday. It's a lovely letter, and in it he puts a little story. And at the start of the letter he says, "Dear Stevie, I gave you a present the other day for your birthday. It was a cat filled with sweets, with candies." And then he says, "I wonder, did you ever hear the story of the cats of Beaugency?" Now, James Joyce, he lived in France for a lot of his life. And he always kept in touch with what was happening back home in Ireland. And in this city of Dublin, where I'm talking to you from now, there was a very famous Lord Mayor, a man called Alfie Byrne. And Alfie Byrne was almost like a folk character. You know, people talked about Alfie Byrne as if they were talking about Robin Hood or Davy Crockett. Alfie Byrne seemed to know everybody in the city and would shake everybody's hand and remember their name. Well, Joyce put this man, Alfie Byrne, into this old story. He talks about a big river in France, the River Loire. It's the longest river in France, very wide at some points. And there's a town on this river, the town of Beaugency. One side of the town is on one side of the river, the other side is on the other side of the river. The people were too poor. They couldn't afford to build a bridge across the river. So if somebody on one side of the river wanted to buy some bread or go to the butcher's for some meat, they had to row across the river to the other side of the town to get to the butcher shop or the bakery. Well, the devil, who read the newspaper a lot, he realised that they had a problem in this town of Beaugency. So he went to meet the mayor of the town. Now this mayor, according to James Joyce, the storyteller, this mayor was called Monsieur Alfie Byrne. He had a big long robe. He liked to dress up very well, just as the devil liked to dress up very well. Big long robe. He had a golden chain around his neck. And the devil appears to him and says, "You need a bridge for your town. I can build a bridge overnight." "That would be good," says the mayor, "but what would it cost?" "Well," says the devil, "it won't cost you anything, except the first person who crosses that bridge belongs to me, the devil." The Lord Mayor thinks about this and he says, "Okay." Night comes. The next morning, the people of the town of Beaugency wake up and they look out their windows and they see this fine stone bridge from one side of the river to the other, and they're delighted. So they all gathered together on one side of the bridge, and the mayor is there and he's got his big gold chain. And on the far side of the river, at the other end of the bridge, there's the devil. He's waiting. He's got a telescope and he's looking across the river. And he's shouting things at the mayor and the people. The mayor, in one hand, has a bucket of water, and under his other arm, he's got a cat. And this cat is playing with the mayor's golden chain and medal. The mayor puts the cat down and throws the bucket of water on the cat. The cat hightails it and runs across the bridge, jumps up into the arms of the devil. And the devil is furious. "Oh, people of Beaugency, you're not good people at all. You're very bad people." He's been tricked, you see. And then he starts talking to the cat. "Poor little pussycat, you're cold and you're wet. Those people are bad people. Don't you worry, the devil will mind you." So he brings the cat away with him. So the people get their bridge. Nobody has to give themselves to the devil. And that bridge is still there. But now, since that day, the people of Beaugency are called the Cats of Beaugency. And that's the story that James Joyce told his little son. And at the end of the letter he said, "Oh, by the way, the devil, he talks in his own language. He calls it Beelzebubble. and he can speak French. When he gets very angry, he speaks bad French very well. But people say he speaks French in a Dublin accent. That's the story.